We got to talk about the Democrat Party in this shutdown today because, oh boy, it's getting real ugly, okay? And what I mean by that is when you have lost an arm of your own party, meaning mainstream media, you know it's getting really, really ugly because mainstream media can't even continue to lie for you. That's how you know it's getting really, really bad. So with that being said, we're going to jump into this first clip from CNN and Jake Tapper with Melanie Stansbury, Democrat Melanie Stansbury of the House. And I want you guys to take a listen because I was absolutely shocked when I first saw this clip. With that being said, let's dive in.
Should the Democratic senators from New Mexico, your home state, vote to open the government so that these SNAP funds are not at risk?
Let me be clear. The administration is choosing to starve American children with money that they already have appropriated.
Whenever they say, let me be clear, or I'm not lying to you, or hey, I'm not kidding, right? They're obviously not going to be telling the truth to you at all. Let me be clear. She didn't even answer the question, mind you. Run it back. She didn't even answer the question.
Should the Democratic senators from New Mexico, your home state, vote to open the government so that these SNAP funds are not at risk?
Should the Democrat senators vote to reopen the government? That was the question.
Let me be clear. The administration is choosing to starve American children with money that they already have appropriated.
I'm not applauding their tactics.
The White House.
Well,
this is a choice by the White House.
This
they
is
are
also,
choosing
Congresswoman,
to cut
this is
off
also a
food
choice
assistance.
by Senate Democrats
No,
to not
it is
vote to
not.
open the government. Yes, it is. I understand why they're doing it. They're doing it because they want Medicaid funds restored. They're doing it because they want Obamacare premiums to be extended past the end of the year. I understand the reasoning.
Sir, let me just be clear. The money for contingency plans is sitting there. That is why the states are suing. The White House is withholding funds from
2 to 3 weeks worth of
have
SNAP funds.
Food.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it may not be a big deal to you, but let me tell you that for the grandparents, for grandparents
it is a big deal
that
to me.
literally are feeding their children.
My point is that it's a short-term solution.
Oh, I'm going to try to pull on some heartstrings instead of actually answering the question. You see what she's doing? Do you see what she's doing? Completely skirting around what he's saying. And he keeps going back to it, so I'll give him a little bit of credit here. But he keeps going back to it, and she's still skirting around, and now she's, well, it may not mean much to you, but that's not what he said. He didn't say that it didn't mean anything to him. You're just trying to pull people's heartstrings so that they don't pay attention to the actual substance, and they just pay attention to their emotions, and they get angry, and they try to side with you because you're saying what seems right, but in reality, you're an absolute bullshit artist.
Yes,
holding funds from
2 to 3 weeks worth
to
of SNAP funds.
Food.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it may not be a big deal to you, but let me tell you that for the grandparents, for grandparents that literally are feeding their children.
My point is that it's a short-term solution.
In those accounts.
It's a short-term.
At the end of the day, people need to be able to feed their families, and Saturday is when those funds run out.
If you feel so strongly,
Congresswoman,
why not ask the Senate Democrats from New Mexico to vote to open the government so that the SNAP funds...
Sir, I am here
for another
in the
time.
House of Representatives. It is shut down. I am fighting to get the government reopened. I am fighting to get funding put back into SNAP that is already existent, and I am fighting for the American people. I am here, but show me a single Republican that is here. Not a single one is here to make sure that Americans are fed on Saturday. That is why I am here.
Democratic Congresswoman Melanie Stansbury from...
See, this is the game that Democrats play. She's a House member, okay? She is a part of the House. The House already passed the continuing resolution. So to say, well, Republicans aren't even here, my colleagues aren't even, well, duh, they aren't there. They already did their job. They passed it already. It's already gone past your part. Like, oh my goodness. That's the game that Democrats play, bro. But if you're somebody who just casually, dibbles and dabbles into politics and you're not really paying attention, you might believe in the BS that, I almost cursed, in the BS that she's spewing. Well, my Republican colleagues aren't here, but I'm here fighting to get... No, you're not fighting for anything. It's already passed. It's gone through the House already. It's in the Senate. This has nothing to do with you. Answer the simple question. Urge your senators from your state to vote yes. It's that simple. Well, why don't they just use the funds, the emergency funds? That's 2 to 3 weeks of funding. That is a Band-Aid on a massive gaping wound. It's not going to do a whole lot of anything. Vote yes, the same way you guys have in the past. Vote yes. As a matter of fact, if I remember correctly, they voted yes on a continuing resolution, 12 times under the Biden and Kamala Harris administration. Only now, all of a sudden, is it a major problem. Stop it with the nonsense. Stop it with the nonsense. They want their big donors from these insurance companies to get their kickbacks and to keep getting their funds. That's exactly what they want. See, when you really want to understand what is actually happening, just think about money. Where the money is going, who's benefiting. Just follow the cash. What are they really fighting for? Oh, insurance. You want to make it sound and see, well, we don't want Americans' premiums to go up. Oh, so you're fighting for insurance companies to get more money from the government so that they can allegedly not raise the premiums on us. Okay. Right. Anyway, CNN did it again and this time it is to, I believe he's a senator, if I remember correctly, Ruben Gallego out of Arizona. This is the gentleman who, actually, yes, he is a senator. He's the guy who beat, oh crap, now I'm drawing a blank on her name. Who's the senator that ran in Arizona? I'll have to think of her name, but here it is. Check it out.
I think my question is this. I mean, I take your point about these millions of people. The cost of living is incredibly high, but also Republicans control the White House, they control the Senate, they control the House. And in the past, Democrats, when Republicans have tried to do something like this, Democrats have argued that the norms of our government should be that you negotiate policy outside of a government shutdown. I mean, I have over many years covering Washington, people have said that over and over and over again. And now I have neighbors in the D.C. area who are both employed by the federal government who are having to use food banks. We are heading into Thanksgiving. Why is it suddenly right to do it this way and to do it for this long when it didn't used to be the right way in Democrats' view?
Oh, that's an easy answer. It's Donald Trump. You're talking about norms in the time of Donald Trump. It's also normal not for you to tear down the East Wing. But Democrats have spent so much time arguing about how maintaining those norms is actually incredibly important in the face of Donald Trump. It's all out the window. It's all out the window, Casey. No, when you're dealing with the time with Donald Trump, this is the man that is like extorting people. He's literally, breaking every rules. We're not going to go back and play by the norms when we know that what's on the line is 24 million people are going to have their insurance rates premiums doubled. That's a new thing, by the way. And the fact is the president and everyone expects us to play by these old norms. But
didn't Democrats kind of set that up in the bill that you passed, though, that these subsidies were going to expire?
Yeah, of course they did. They set this up on purpose. They do this type of stuff intentionally. And when you sit back and you pay attention, you'll realize that all of these things are completely intentional. They wanted this stuff to expire, so they had something to fight about. Democrats need people to be emotionally charged in order to get anybody to possibly support them. They cannot run simply on their policies. They have to get people emotionally involved, right? Every single time. And I'm glad that she called them out. This is the bill that they passed. They wanted this to expire right now. This is their fault. But check out his answer, which isn't really an answer.
When we passed the bills and back in the day as part of the Inflation Reduction Act, of course, we were trying to, maybe hope for the best that this country and our Republican colleagues would understand that raising insurance rates on people is a bad thing. I'm sorry they don't see it that way, but it's also not my job to make their job easier. My job is to make sure.
So we were hoping that our Republican colleagues would understand. No, you should have just made sure that it didn't expire, but you wanted something to fight about. Exactly. I rest my case. Continue on.
That the premiums of 24 million Americans does not double overnight. And if it makes it harder on the Republicans that we're putting them in a very difficult position that they have to answer for that, and hopefully it actually comes with a good outcome, which is Americans not having to pay higher premiums, then that's good. But I'm not going to abide by old norms, especially when you're dealing with this presidency, this administration, and how the Republicans themselves have been acting.
Speaking of norms, the conversation we were having earlier, this is on a different...
Okay. I love it. But I also want to run this clip by you guys because Ruben Gallego is the same guy who went on CNBC and had this to say when confronted about the issue. I want you guys, hey, listen closely to this because this is absolutely mind-blowing.
If Republicans shut down the government next time Democrats are in charge to extract whatever it is that they happen to want, are you saying that's okay? Are you saying that's okay if they do that?
I mean, the Republicans have done this quite a while, yes. Yeah,
what did you say about it? What did you say about it when they did it?
I don't know, and I don't care.
Well, what did you say about it then? I don't know, but I don't care. So if the Republicans went and did the exact same thing that you're doing, is it fine? I don't know, and I don't care. I want to run that back because that is absolutely mind-blowing. He said that on national television.
It's okay? Are you saying that's okay if they do that?
I mean, the Republicans have done this quite a while, yes. Yeah,
Republicans have done this a lot. What did you say about it when they did it?
I don't know, and I don't care.
You don't know and you don't care. So let's take a look and see what he said about it. Then in 2013, Ruben Gallego said, "You can't shut down the government and still claim to be a patriot." He doesn't know what he said back then, and he doesn't care. Because it doesn't matter what they said back then. It matters what they say now, and that flip-flops, depending on what is going to benefit them at the time when they say it. So in 2019, he said putting the country in danger was one of his statements. And in 2023, put country before party. Okay, so these are the Democrats that people are voting for in this country, folks who are completely and totally hypocrites. I got one last clip for you guys. I actually showed you guys this clip before, but I'm gonna show a piece of it and I'm gonna let you guys get out of here. But to show you guys that this is not working in Democrats' favor, here's CNN.
Starting with Republicans, how has the shutdown seemed to have affected their political standing?
Yeah, you might think, given that the Republicans are in charge of both the House and the Senate, that a government shutdown might actually hurt the Republican brand. But in fact, it hasn't. If anything, it's been helped a little bit. Take a look here, the shift in net popularity versus pre-shutdown. When we're looking at the Republican Party overall, that brand actually up 2 points. That's within the margin of error, but clearly it hasn't dropped. Come over to this side of the screen. Look at the net approval ratings for Republicans in Congress. It's actually up 5 points since pre-shutdown. So what we're seeing here is the Republican brand in Congress has actually improved somewhat compared to where we were pre-shutdown, despite the fact that Republicans control. And that's the math that John Thune and Mike Johnson are looking at is, well, hey, why should we give an electorally speaking when our brand has actually improved a little bit?
So, yeah, it is not working in the Democrats' favor. Republicans have become even more popular at this point in time because people realize and understand, at least most people realize and understand, that this is nothing but Democrats' fault. They can get out here and try to claim, oh, it's Republicans' fault. And I don't know why they even lied about it because it's like such a easy lie to refute. Oh, well, it's Republicans' fault because Republicans control the House, they control the Senate, and they control the presidency. Well, all you have to do is look up how many votes it takes to pass a CR in the Senate, and it will show you that it takes 60. Republicans only have, 53 or 54 senators? So that's easy math. Oh, Republicans don't have 60 Republicans in the Senate. It takes 60 votes to pass in the Senate, so legitimately Republicans can't pass it. And it only makes Democrats look even worse because when people look this up, they're like, hold on, wait, why are you guys even lying about this? Just stand on it. Stand on it. Why are you lying about something that people can easily look up? One, I think is because they're hoping that people don't actually look this kind of stuff up. But folks like myself, I'm going to constantly tell people to look this stuff up themselves because it's really easy. It's one Google search away. This isn't something where you have to take my word for it or believe me or believe, my storytelling. Like, no, you can easily look this up and verify this, that the votes aren't there for the Republican Party in the Senate. So they need Democrats. So there you go. It's not Republicans' fault, especially even if you want to look up, right, who voted yes and who voted no on these different votes, because I think they voted at least 12 or 13 times so far to pass the continuing resolution. All Republicans have voted yes to pass, and only like 2 Democrats have voted yes, and one's been John Fetterman. So there you go. It ain't easy, or it's not hard to figure this one out. This isn't rocket science here. So yeah, the Democrats are stuck between a rock and a hard place, and I don't know how they wiggle themselves out of this one. I really don't. Maybe Mike Johnson or Senator Thune folds, right? I could see that, because I'm definitely not a fan of John Thune, Senate Majority Leader Thune, or Speaker of the House Mike Johnson. I think they aren't very strong. They're pretty weak in terms of politics. I don't know how they are as real men. Okay, I'm not going to go after their manhood or anything like that. But in terms of real Republicans, they are weak individuals. Okay, weak individuals politically. I'm not going to attack them as, once again, I'm not going to attack them as men. Okay, but politically, I see them as weak individuals and folks that I wouldn't mind voting out for sure, especially John Thune. Goodness gracious. Can we primary Thune, please, ASAP? But anyway, y'all get in the comments and let me know your thoughts and your opinions. Thanks, as always, for tuning in. I greatly appreciate all of the continued love and the support. Y'all stay safe out there. Peace and love. I'm out.